Well, hello everyone. You have right here is like a Manny Make 25 here. As you see right here is a bill I went ahead and put together right here. And this right here would be it's like for any type of mathematical type work right here. If anybody were to have want to get their experience to where what's it like to be able to pay a bill and thinking necessarily for those that maybe want to kind of see a little bit about what's going on maybe in the background or something like that to where that whenever a lot of the questions that anybody that may wonder to where I'm like, yeah, whenever you look at a bill, that what's the first thing that you're going to look at whenever you get a bill, huh? Is it going to be about how much is it, or is it going to be about if they got the the correct mailing address, or what's it for? Those type of questions. And one of them could be it's like for how much is 25%. So let's just say that if this was related to school reasons, or if it's math counting or anything like that, and knowing about I'm like you got right here me with the birthday cake, but yeah, I don't know if there's a bill that more likely any students or anybody would absolutely love, because just thinking about it, as to where that back whenever you were younger that you said a lot of things such as it's like, yeah, you want to you want to kind of or, get the experience to where it's like to kind of see about what's it like to be able to pay a bill, what's it like to manage a credit card, and what's it like getting a gift card. And I could probably say that a couple of times that I probably have had my very first experience using a gift card at one time. And I can remember it had about $50 on there. And I'm like, well, that's neat. I'm like, $50. Oh, well, think about what I can get for $50. But I'm like, yeah, nowadays it seems like it's, not much. But you have right here is like for 25%. And whenever I was in math class, I can remember that I put these fours right here, and the fours that represent. I'm like, yeah, that for the numbers I went and picked right here, if it's going to be, I was thinking about if I want to go ahead and use 44%, but I'm like, well, for 25%. So whenever we look at a bill, the first thing that we may think about whenever we get a bill, maybe more likely would be, it's like, really, how much is it? Do people really answer to where that like, well, we want to go ahead and open it up, or anything electronically to where that if you got access to like an email or address or something like that, to where I'm like, I know with me right here with my baby picture right here, and thinking about, yeah, kids that may try and want to get their hands on almost anything that maybe they may see, if it's going to be a writing pencil or a birthday cake or a plate or something like that. But just knowing about, I'm like, careful with that. Down knowing about, I'm like, really that kids, for whenever I was a kid, and then for growing up and thinking necessarily to where whenever you get a bill in the mail, especially anybody who's going to be turning at least 18 years of age, or maybe over 25 years of age, that more likely that they may start seeing stuff in the mail that they're not used to seeing every day. And one of those could be, it's like, oh, well, a bill. Like, well, send me a bill. That should not be a problem. And then by the time you get a bill and then you look at it and you're like, oh, wait, it's the first thing that you're going to maybe think about is to where how much is it. So whenever we actually do the math counting right here, and like thinking, yeah, in the near future to where that we may memorized maybe our birthday, or you'll buy this year, then I'll be looking into getting a job or something like that. But let's just say that on average to where that you have right here is like a birthday picture right here, like most of us have probably seen already, but then for 25%. And then thinking that I'm like, yeah, that if we get a bill for, let's say for about if it's going to be for about $4,444 or something like that, or if it's only for $44.44, that like wondering to where yeah, that they provide the the envelope right here to where they like to mail in a payment, and they give you payment options. But more likely though, if I say, yeah, that whenever you get a bill, yeah, you can do whatever you want with it. You can go ahead and maybe write the confirmation number, and like anybody like wondering what's the confirmation number, and basically it's a number to where that they give you for like for anything that shows on record, like it for payment history, to where it's like a form type of information, just like a ticket order that if you're experiencing any technical problems. But anybody that more like a wonder to where the question is not really about where the bill is from, but then if they decide to stop getting the paper statements and they want to have it electronically, and they more likely say is to where that it's possible that there will be like an email or something that you would have to log on to an online account. Anybody who may have been paying their bills from as early as, from 1994 will likely say they don't have the specific training, or that they're just going to say that, yeah, they're just going to go ahead and check it out right here, to where I'm sure it's not that hard to just, push a button and then you can get into the mailbox. But I could probably tell anybody here, whenever I was young, to where I'm like, yeah, for any kids trying to, maybe watch TV and want to play with the remote control, or want to play with the controls to the TV, but are they really going to want to play with the controls on the computer? About, try to log on and look at a bill and, any other statements. And they may say kids will be kids, but then let's just say that, anybody that wonders, to where that goes the question, to where, why are you even extremely curious about the bill? Whenever you get a bill in the mail, people may want to wait until the last minute, to where that there's like migraine headaches that come into where that, yeah, the bill went up about 25% or such and such, and you're like, Warren, to where, how come it's, a little more expensive? But anybody that more likely will get a bill, and I'm sure anybody say that, yeah, well, on the bills, they do not really include these pictures and, other artifacts, and as well as, photo work or anything like that, anything that's done on Illustrator or Photoshop. The things that more likely that would be included would be like, say, the commercial ads. So anybody that, getting a telephone bill in the mail, or getting an electric bill in the mail, that I don't know if they would have any advertisements about any, tricks or treats or anything like that. But more likely, one of the advertisements would be is to where about the mathematics, is to where making sure that they got the address right, as well as, for a student or not, and also about, the terms of service. And if anybody has about medical and dental bills, and I'm sure that, the things that more likely that we would more likely see. And I did not list all that stuff here. This is like a blank document, but the things that more likely you may see is to where that, like, your insurance, about, the insurance identification number, and, account number, and as well as the clinic lab, or, the clinic information that was on the bill, that type of stuff. So this bill information right here is like for our experience, to where that, I could probably say that, most bills more likely would work and look about similar. But there are some bills to where that they say, to where that really, that whenever you look at them, that they say that, yeah, it's, they basically say is to where if they got a payment or not. Some that they don't may not say, to where, yeah, we got to collect this such and such information. But, anybody that's wondering about bills, though, to where if there's going to be a bill that you absolutely love, and more likely say about, yeah, well, it's a bill that I don't think they'll accept either, because they're like thinking that, yeah, if you want to go ahead and include a smiley face on the front of it, or like anybody say, yeah, there's probably other comments. Anybody probably say other comments that more likely I do not recommend anybody use. But for any type of bill, so for any of our experience with paying a bill, and I could more likely say is to where the very first bill I think I had gotten was about the cell phone. And so I can remember that people had them, that whenever they announced them back in 1996, or 1997, that, you seen people with them, and you're like, Warren, something that, like, yeah, calculators were not so expensive either. But talk about here with the math, though, if we're talking about 25%, about how much is that if we were to be doing adding and subtracting along with dividing inside the numbers. But anyway, but you got right there is that with the bill right here, and like thinking about whenever we get a bill, the first questions that more likely would be is to where whenever we get a bill for the first time, is that you really, for who's responsible for paying, so, what, and then as well as, for, yeah, whose name is it under, and as well as, for what needs to be taken care of. And I'm thinking, though, that, yeah, anybody that may want to where that, if you want to have a bill in your name, for what you used or something like that, maybe if it's a dental bill. And a lot of times it's like anybody say, yeah, whenever you turn at least 18 years of age, more likely you're going to see that. Or if you're going to turn 30, you're going to see some unusual stuff in the mail. But other than that, what I'm talking about right here is understanding about the bills. Is that that they basically say, keep them for your records, for on file. It's like for whenever you need them. And talk about, thanks for watching.